Hey guys, Bunny here, and welcome to another dev diary. This is day 8. I did a bit more tinkering. So my goal was to figure out what I needed to do to get the transform working properly, you know? Now, as you know from the last episode, did not work out very well. We were flying in the air because I didn't actually try that, and changing from the character controller to the regular to the rigid body made everything a lot worse. There was no gravity, so everything was just floating, and you could see really well that you're floating up. You were flying before, but you couldn't see it. Now that we're using the character controller, we kind of need to it needs to be grounded. And so I changed it up a lot. So there was a transform direction that was working on the camera, and that was what was making it fly and move. So what I've done is changed it so if the move vertical and move horizontal systems are in use now, we didn't even check for that before. It was just if it was in use, it's more than one, and that's added to the movement speed, right? So now we have to check, so it doesn't actually, do we need to check anymore? If it's times by horizontal speed, it should be 0, but the time and time dot delta isn't good. So no, can't do that. So this project on a plane is a really interesting function. Basically all it does is goes, hey, this object is not going to need the y-axis because it's sitting on something. So all it does is basically go, ignore the y-axis. So now my camera transform dot forward will not move on the y-axis. It will not care about the y-axis, and so basically all it does is, first off, project on a plane doesn't always do that. Vector3.up is the reason that it does that. So like the up function is not included. Yeah, so then we've got the move vertical, which, you know, it'll be more than one if that's working. And then it'll times it by speed and time dot delta time. It has to times it by speed now because otherwise it doesn't work. And it's good for kind of locking things to the game's speed. So now speed is, running is the highest number, speed is the middle number, and crouch is the smallest as opposed to the other way around. And obviously the same works with that. I'm pretty sure that's all this, like, just all the same except horizontal instead of vertical and right instead of forward, because obviously that's the opposite. You know, we got forward, back, right, left. I don't think there's anything else there. I will have to put in some comments telling us what's happening with that. That is it for that function, the not moving on the y-axis. Okay, so what I think I can do, I enumerator look away, right? Where's this update? Okay, we don't need that in update. We need this here, the I enumerator, and what we're going to call it is head bob. How do we bob our head? Good question. What I think we need to do is make a var x, right? Actually, bool x equals false. So at the moment we're using this myController.height smooth step. Okay, so bool x equals false, start time equals time.time, float r equals time.time start time, duration. Where's duration kept? Can I make the duration 10? That could be good. Or maybe it should be smaller, right? For 2 seconds? Yeah. myController.height equals bath f dot smooth step. But it's not the height. What we want is head transform dot position plus equals, and then we'll have to do 1 to 0. Okay, so we'll have to change this to if x else. We'll do the exact same thing, but we will, I guess it's 0 to 2, right? And then this will be 0 to -2. Thoughts game error. That's easy. It's gonna be errors. It's gonna be errors. Don't even. The I enumerator does not have. Okay, plus equals cannot be applied to vector3 and float. Obviously that's. Can I change that to y? Y's been confusing me for a while. What if I make that 2? Is it an array? It's not an array, it's a vector3. So instead what we'll do is we'll change that to new vector3 0 0 f Cool. And we put a comma there. And obviously we'll do it in the exact same way in this side. This is just me screwing it around, trying to see if this will work. It's probably not gonna work. That's fine, but like, error. Not all code paths return a value. Bob up. Right? And then I'll make a public variable so it'll actually change each time. Then basically we'll change this to if bob up equals, if bob up equals false, bob up equals true. Okay. Why did I, yeah, it's late. It's late. I really should not be recording this, but I need to record it. Oh, so it needs a yield to actually do anything. Just make this a, because there's no time, right? Yeah, okay. Now run. Oh, look at that rave. What if I just, because like, it's gonna do both anyway, like our goal is to loop it. Maybe we do that. Change that to minus, and then this is just the exact same thing. Now what does it look like? Apparently nothing. If I change this instead to like actually start a routine, and then we'll put this, and then we'll yield wait 4 seconds to F. There we go. Once again, nothing is happening. It says duration. I don't know what duration, like, is that in seconds? Debug.log start UI. What happens then? Because like, no, it's increasing. 0. Why is it constantly 0? But what's that like divided by 1, right? That won't do anything. So I feel like, okay, float t equals time dot time minus the start time divided by the duration. Oh, you know what? That's why it's not working, huh? So what I need to do is public bool bob time, right? And it'll actually, no, why did I put, okay, so it's a float equals 0 when bob time is, bob is false, right? That's the else for that, so that'll always do it. Then we have bob time will equal 0 again. So this start is bob time equals time dot time. Yeah? But it says it does there. Oh, it's lowercase time at the second part, obviously. Start, okay, float start y equals nothing. This will be bob time instead. Okay. It's going up a lot, it's going down a lot. If I change that to like 15, that to 15. Okay, okay, what's happening here? And now this is going up. This needs to go down as well. It's like if, hang on. Shouldn't this reset? I'm very confused. It's initialized there, right? As like a private variable. But like after I let go, shouldn't the coroutine like delete all the extra functions? Does it just keep the functions constantly? I kind of want to just see what happens here. Actually, that can just be bob time because that doesn't, it's not like initialized anywhere, huh? So I change everything to bob time. Because like, it doesn't matter that there's 2 of them because it's based on just time.time, right? Okay, something broke. Gonna work again? Oh. Control just straight up isn't working anymore. What's ruined that then? Should I change that to like 5? If I stop that, right? If I like get rid of these, right? Can I now crouch? No. What happens at the start? Why is the height weird? From 2 to 1. Oh, because it's like starting off not crouch and it starts at 2. What? Okay, so what if I delete? Wait, this should be not pop up anyway, right? Now it'll work. Okay, now it's working. So that was the issue at the start. So if I get rid of these two now, and I guess this needs to be swapped again because the time's finally correct. I mean, I guess he can slowly get up each time, but I don't know, it's weird to me. Step to the proper height, and then left shift. Whoa! Whoa! Like, actually, where does he go? He just goes. Okay, so I think the answer there is that it needs to be 0 to 2, right? And that last transformed up position is the thing ruining everything. So, okay, that's the thing. So if I do this dot, that's what I'm doing wrong. Dot position plus that. Now it'll go up and stop. Oh. See ya. See ya. See, I think the thing we want to do is like, if I skip that, right, put that there, and then do this. I think that still has to be plus, right? Yeah. And now what happens when so it'll be like doing up for. It doesn't seem to be fixing anything, huh? I also don't know why it's like, oh no, it is going up. No, it's going up then left. I'm confused. It should not be doing anything to either of these things. It should be just. Okay. So the issue is it's like just continuously doing it as opposed to doing it once. Does that mean that should be less instead of more, maybe? Yeah, that seems to have fixed this. If I make that like 0.5, then. See, I don't, like, it should go do that. I guess, hang on, what if I change it to, see what it's doing is it's like starting it and then rotating it, right? What if I do this? What if I just like give up, right? What if I just go 1, 1? Is that better? It's not going to be smooth, but it's going to look. I still don't understand what's happening here. So like if I click shift, what my assumption is that I click shift, speed goes to 30, bob up is true, and then start coroutine starts. And what that should do is goes through the float. Actually, what if I just look up coroutines and the math F, right? I still like, it says time, right? Float duration is the divider. Is that 5? Is 5, so when it says 5, is that 5 seconds? And so this is waiting for 0.5 seconds, right? Which means that if I make this 0.5, it should be the exact amount of time for the yield, right? Like it does it. And then it does the opposite. I just don't understand. It really doesn't understand how time works, does it? So what happens is that that time is a fraction of the time passed, which will like obviously get to the point where it's a low amount. But like it's working kind of the way I want it to be working, but what if I do this, right? 2 and then 2.4. 2.4. And instead of doing all this nonsense, if bob up, then if those don't work, right, then my head bob should be fine. And so what I need is to delete all of this and have the smooth step do the height, right? What did I do? That might fix everything. Yes. Okay. Crouches my head a little bit. My head bobs. Numbers going up. Change that to 3. Nothing seems to be happening with that. Oh, because I didn't. Yeah, now everything should be good. I believe. Okay. There is a smooth damp function that I didn't use. Oh, that's affected 3. Now there's a mathf as well. So mathf. So what if I just change all of these? 1f, 1f. Get rid of these floats. Screw these floats off. Change that to 1f, 1f. We'll make that smooth damp, because smooth damp just seems like a much easier task. Less typing. Okay, this should be 1f. I think this should be 0.5f. And I guess 0 is our current velocity. Bob speed equals, I guess 0, because if it's the current velocity. And then we need one more argument. Wait, hang on. Smooth step is somewhere. That's what's wrong. That's why those aren't working. This is our starting speed for all of them because it's starting from a standstill. Okay. It's going the wrong way, but it's working. And then once again, the jittering is nice. What if I do like a var x equals false, right? So we'll do the if not x, else, and then maybe this. Then we get an x equals true. Because like, that means that it should go through its loop, like the routine, before it gets to the true loop, right? I do that now. Still nothing. Okay, guys, that's it for this episode. We've done a fair bit. We've looked at the smooth damp stuff, so it's pretty good. Our only issue is, of course, we're gonna have to come back to this next episode, this smooth damping stuff. There's something going on, and I can't figure out what, so we'll figure that out very soon. Until then, I would say moving on y-axis done, and this is almost done, so we're almost good for the player stuff, the basic player stuff like that we need. There's probably going to be more down the line, and then I think we can finally start to tackle the boss. I do have ideas, but I don't know, they're a little bit scary, so I guess we'll see what happens. Please like if you enjoy, share around with your friends, subscribe to keep more content coming. Maybe I'll do like a second kind of game to shift it up a bit, you know, like a different type, like rather than like a horror game, I could try it like a platformer type thing and show you how that works. Yeah, see you in the next one. Bunny out.